there, and welcome to this special election show. We're in Kolkata, we're in West Bengal, where we are really trying to decipher what could be one of the key contests and certainly one of the most fiercely contested battlegrounds of these elections. And battleground not necessarily just in the normal sense of the word. There's been a lot of violence which has caused a lot of concern. So we are here in Bancharam with three of the top political analysts on West Bengal whom I know of. So it's great to have all of you with us. And we are, Bancharam's really trying to spoil us with this array of sweets.
Yes.
So I'm going to urge you all to dive in before we start. But let me introduce you as we go along. Rajat Roy and Shikha Mukherjee, two of the most prominent journalists who've been working as independent journalists, also writing extensively about all the politics of West Bengal. So I want to get you to help us understand exactly what's happening. And Professor Maidul Islam is, of course, Assistant Professor of Political Science at the Center for Studies in Social Sciences. Great to have you with us as well. Right, before I get you to tell me exactly who's winning how many seats, why don't you, I mean, look, how can you say no to all of this? Take your pick.
How can you say no?
I'm not going to say no to Mishti Doi. As a matter of policy, I never say no to Mishti Doi.
Right.
So Mishti Doi is here, so...
Rasgulla is here.
Okay.
Now becomes Didi's
oh my
favorite.
God, can we? No, that's okay. We can't possibly eat anything.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you.
Oh, the shingara. You know, this is a good Bengali snack.
Okay, fine. So now that we are sufficiently fed, I think
Yes.
we are sufficiently fed till counting day.
Yes.
So that's enough to last keep us going. Now let's start diving into it. Who wants to go first? Shikha, will you go first? Okay. How's it going? Who's going to win how many seats? Let's just start diving in and then we'll try and find out why and what and where.
Predicting the numbers this time is phenomenally difficult. That's because what we are seeing is a ferocious in Bengal, elections are ferocious anyway. Ferocious both in terms of physical violence as well as in terms of competitive politics. But this one has acquired a different edge because votes are it was supposed to be some kind of a weak three-cornered contest, but it's turning into a one-on-one fight of Trinamool versus the BJP.
So three corner it was supposed to be Trinamool versus CPM and BJP.
And in pockets, the Congress.
Congress.
Yeah.
And because the opposition to the Trinamool is so divided, that means the Trinamool was going to sweep. That's what the traditional theory would have been.
That's right.
Rajat, would you would agree with that? Because if you look at it, that's what happens in every single election, right? You have one strong incumbent or one dominant party, and then it becomes the index of opposition unity against that. So if it had been Trinamool and then a divided opposition to Trinamool would have really romped home.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this consolidation around the BJP happening, which means left votes going to the BJP, perhaps even some votes coming from the Congress, and that's causing a problem?
Actually, the polarization is taking place between two opposite forces. One is BJP and another is TMC. And because of that, this opposition unity index is not actually changing. And now it is shrinking. The opposition space of left and Congress is shrinking a lot. And supporters and voters from that side is going over to BJP side. But I won't rule out the possibility of some erosion from the TMC side as well, because of lot of factors that happened in between actually. So now there is an element of disgruntlement within the TMC rank also. So BJP is getting this thing from both these things actually.
Okay. Professor Islam, if I can just come to you. Now, some of what is being said out here has almost been baffling people, and this was particularly true, I think, phase 6, where in the left strongholds you had people saying left voters are en masse moving across to the BJP. Now that would be what happened to ideology. If you're moving from the left, from the CPM across to the BJP, which would have been considered anathema at some point, does it mean that the role of ideology is not as big as we once thought it was?
I will say that particularly in the South Bengal, this is happening after 2016 assembly elections, several bypolls where the left and the Congress votes were dwindling, and both the Trinamool and the BJP votes were increasing. So that's quite interesting. It's not just BJP rising, but also Trinamool rising at the cost of the decimation of the left and the Congress. As far as ideology is concerned, I think in the last 10 years of left rule, there was an ideological contradiction within the left itself. So there is a lack of ideological struggle within the left. So the first kind of shift was from left to Trinamool, which is from 2008 to 11. So 2009 there was a huge shift. So left got 50% votes in 2004, but they got something around 43% votes in 2009 Lok Sabha elections. But then the second big shift was after 2011. 2011 they got 41% votes, which means that from 2009 to 11 there was just 2% vote. So left was still intact in 41% 2011. But then within 3 years, 11 to 14, there was 12% votes shift, which is left came down to 29%. Left was something around 28-29% in 2016, even if there was a left Congress alliance and left kind of contested 100 seats less, but still they were managed to poll at low of 25% votes, which means a lot of left votes were polled for the Congress candidates. But I guess the left issues have been now being more presented by the Trinamool, as articulated by the Trinamool, and the anti-Trinamool vote is going to the BJP.
So let's just discuss vote shares and vote swings for a couple of minutes, and then we'll try and see what that might mean in terms of seats. And obviously this is just predictions and analysis. The left. So as he's saying, the left was there's at least 25-26% solid left support. Is it going to be able to hold on to at least the bulk of that right now? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this question, because when you talk to the BJP and saying, why do you actually think you can go up a lot in terms of seats? Okay, maybe your vote share will go up a little bit, but in seats you'll need to get a big chunk. And they're saying, Tripura, remember Tripura? The Congress collapsed completely, and that's why they had 2% and suddenly they won the state of Tripura because the entire Congress went across Amas. Is that at all a possibility, or do you think the left will still be able to hold, if not all 25%, it'll at least be able to hold on to 20 plus?
Look at Buddhadev Bhattacharya's statement. He had issued an interview, he had given an interview to his party organ Ganshakti only a few days back. Then he has warned his party sympathizers and activists not to jump from Trinamool's frying pan to BJP's fire. Because they all, Manik Sarkar, the former Chief Minister of Tripura, he is categorically issuing warning that don't do this mistake. Don't support BJP just to spite Trinamool. Look at what happened in our state in Tripura. So these things are reality. Actually, they realize that there is serious concern. Left votes is shifting from the left vote bank to BJP. They are going over to BJP. And also at the ground level, I have been in touch with some of the party functionaries in districts. They are also confirming this thing, that it is happening at the ground level. So I am sure that vote share of BJP will go up at the cost of left and also to some extent from other sides.
What would you say would be the base below which the left vote is unlikely to collapse? Because there must be a certain section of the left vote which is ideologically driven, which says, I don't care, we're not going to suddenly go across to the BJP. Theoretically, that's what the case should be.
Even in practical terms, there must be a core left vote base, and that is, I think, what is going to come out of this election. The left doesn't know whether it has bottomed out. Party leadership, people that I've spoken to, still don't know. So I think this is the election where the bottoming out may become very apparent, and I tend to agree with Roger that there will be an erosion probably of left votes to the BJP at one point, maybe even to other parties at another, because what has happened in 2018 is that the left was forced to they expelled about 100 members odd because of anti-party activities, mostly helping the BJP.
Okay.
And one of their parliamentary candidates in this election is actually out there in the open talking about the fact that he's hoping to woo back voters who had gone over to the BJP and bring them back into the fold in this election. So the left's own apprehensions of where they stand is very clear.
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt this for a couple of minutes. We're going to come back and look at some of the issues also and see what those vote share fluctuations may or may not mean in terms of actually how many seats can be won by the various parties. But why don't you just quickly take a look at all the major election-related news stories that have actually happened today.
Directly blaming Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress for violence during his roadshow in Kolkata, BJP chief Amit Shah said he was able to come out alive only because of the CRPF. He said he wouldn't have survived the attack but for central forces.
तृणमूल कांग्रेस किसी भी एक्सटेंट तक जा सकती है, ये कल सिद्ध हो चुका है। और अगर कल सीआरपीएफ का प्रोटेक्शन मुझे प्राप्त न होता तो मेरा वहां से बचकर निकलना बहुत मुश्किल था, बहुत मुश्किल। सौभाग्य से ही मैं बचकर आया।
The Trinamool Congress has filed a complaint against BJP President Amit Shah and party workers for violence and arson during Tuesday's roadshow. Reports said that Trinamool has accused Shah of provoking violence in its complaint. Earlier, TMC leader Derek O'Brien tweeted a video showing alleged BJP workers indulging in violence and vandalism in Kolkata during the roadshow.
The BJP on Tuesday urged the Election Commission to bar West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee from campaigning in the state and alleged that constitutional machinery has collapsed. After violence and arson at BJP President Amit Shah's roadshow in Kolkata, a party delegation including union ministers Nirmala Sitharaman and Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi rushed to the Election Commission seeking its immediate intervention to ensure free and fair polls in the state.
The left parties hit the streets of Kolkata to protest against the vandalism and demolition of the Vidyasagar statue and the violence during the BJP President Amit Shah's roadshow in the state capital. The left has accused both the TMC and the BJP of indulging in competitive polarization ahead of polling in Kolkata on the 19th of May.
BJP youth wing leader Priyanka Sharma, who was arrested by Bengal police for posting a Mamata meme, has been released from jail. Though Supreme Court had granted Sharma bail on Tuesday, she was not released till Wednesday morning. The Supreme Court on Wednesday termed her arrest arbitrary and lashed out at Bengal government, demanding that the BJP leader be released within 30 minutes. The court was then informed that Priyanka Sharma was released at 9:30 am on Wednesday.
कल मेरा बेल हो चुका था, फिर भी मुझे रखा गया 18 घंटे तक जेल के अंदर। मैंने बहुत बार बोला उन लोगों को, आज भी उन लोगों ने मुझे जब बाहर लाए, मैंने बहुत बार बोला कि मुझे मेरे फैमिली मेंबर्स और मुझे मेरे एडवोकेट से बात करने दिया जाए, लेकिन उन लोगों ने मेरा बात को नहीं माना और मुझसे जबरदस्ती फोर्सफुली मुझसे माफीनामा को साइन करवाया गया।
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and other Trinamool Congress leaders have changed their profile pictures to Vidyasagar's image. Move comes after a bust of the 19th century social reformer was vandalized allegedly by BJP workers during clashes at Amit Shah's rally in Kolkata on Tuesday. A college named after Vikram Chandra Vidyasagar, a key figure in the Bengal Renaissance, was ransacked in the clashes that ensued between BJP and TMC during BJP President Amit Shah's roadshow in the state capital.
Poking fun at some opposition parties' efforts to cobble up a federal front, BJP chief Amit Shah on Wednesday said that opposition parties can form any front to choose their leader of opposition, as the BJP is going to win more than 300 seats and form the next government.
पांचवें और छठे चरण के अंदर भाजपा का अकेले का पूर्ण बहुमत का आंकड़ा हम पार कर चुके हैं और सातवें चरण के बाद अकेली भारतीय जनता पार्टी 300 सीटों का आंकड़ा पार करने जा रही है। लीडर ऑपोजिशन तय करने के लिए अगर कोई फेडरल फ्रंट बनाना चाहता है तो हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, इसमें बनाना चाहिए, डेमोक्रेसी है। हो सकता है इस बार भी किसी की लीडर ऑपोजिशन के लायक सीटें ना आए तो सब इकट्ठा होकर लीडर ऑपोजिशन बनाना चाहते हैं।
Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on Tuesday attempted to charm a crowd in Punjab as she spoke a few lines in Punjabi at a rally. The crowd's loud cheer showed her move was an instant hit. "I am happy to be here. My husband is a Punjabi." Priyanka began her speech in Hindi, quickly switching to Punjabi. Listen in.
यहाँ आकर मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई। मेरा घरवाला पंजाबी है। हर मुसीबत का सामना उन्होंने मुस्कुराते हुए किया। मैं पंजाबियों की धरती ते पंजाबी कौम नूं सलाम करदी हां। पंजाबी कौम हर मुश्किल का सामना डट के करती है ते सदा खुश रह के चढ़दी कला विच रहिंदी है। अब मैंने अपनी पंजाबी शो ऑफ कर दी, पूरा भाषण हिंदी में दूंगी।
Kamal Hassan's party Makkal Nidhi Mayam has issued a statement on ongoing Hindu terror row after Hassan's remark that independent India's first terrorist was a Hindu and his name was Nathuram Godse. MNM has said that Hassan was calling for tolerance and condemning extremism. It further said that Hassan's speech has been painted anti-Hindu with a malified intent.
Okay, now I'm just going to come to then the moot point, which arises from a lot of what we've been just discussing. In terms of seats, now Trinamool 40-45% is what they have had. How much can the BJP actually make up to start winning seats, and how many seats are they likely to get?
My prediction is that left is not going to get anything less than 16-17%, which the BJP actually got in 2014. And which, let's say, even when the Congress was decimated in the late 90s, they were something holding on 14-15%. The left will actually be holding that. That is the core vote. And BJP can't get more than 30-32% votes, whereas Trinamool
30-32% is a very high number for the BJP.
No, exactly.
At 30-32, they start winning seats.
Yeah.
No, but then that's where it comes. So my prediction is that BJP can actually win 5 to 6 seats. Alipurduar, Balurghat, these are certain.
No, but hang on. If you're saying 32% on average for the BJP across the entire state,
yes, which means that
they could win much more than because it will be concentrated in certain areas, right? So then they could win more than.
I think Moidu has it right.
I'm not that sure, because the Trinamool and BJP combination 98-99 used to get actually 30-32% votes, but they could get something around 8 seats.
Okay.
So that's the number.
Okay, the concentration. So he's saying the BJP could go up to 30-32% of the votes, which they would be probably happy about. But 7 or 8 seats. So you're saying 7 or 8 seats?
Yeah. I would be very surprised if they touch double digit, but 7-8 seats.
7-8 seats. So 30-32% votes, 7-8 seats. Is that the way you would look at it also?
I wouldn't look at that percentage, no, because I think, the BJP has had its fluctuations. Sometimes it gets more vote share, sometimes it drops. And the drops happen within a space of 2 years, 1 year. Yes. So it's the BJP's vote share is not stable. That's one. The second thing is to bump it up from the 11% that it got in 2018 to 32-33% in a matter of a year is perhaps, you're talking in terms of a tsunami in favor of the BJP, which I don't think is the mood at this point in time. The third thing that is likely to impact the BJP is that its visibility is very high, but whether that translates into votes is a different story altogether.
Okay. So, well, you would also be the 7-8 seat number, or lower or higher?
I would probably be lower, because I think
that's the best
that BJP's votes are very scattered across the state, whereas you need, in the Congress with 12 to 14% votes, wins 4 seats.
Yeah. And that's with its concentration.
Because of the concentration.
So the concentration is an important part.
Yes.
Let's see what your numbers would be right now.
I think I will go for this 7 to 8 seats, but the vote share will be anything between 25 and 30. But I will be surprised if it touches 25 to 27 and stays there. That is
okay. But also at 7 to 8 seats is your call. Okay, let me just ask you all. What could change this? So you said there have to be a tsunami in favor of the BJP for that to change. We've seen a lot of violence, which unfortunately we keep seeing in elections in West Bengal. We've also perhaps seen a fair amount of polarization that seems to be happening, right? And the BJP coming out, charges of minority appeasement, those themes coming up. Could that lead to sudden consolidation and a dramatically different result, or a surprise result based on what you are saying? Well, let's say that 32 suddenly goes to 40, 42, then suddenly the number of seats will be more.
One thing is that, unlike Tripura, West Bengal is a bigger state. So Tripura is 2 states, smaller states, easy to manage. And it's 25 years of anti-incumbency. Mamata is not facing 25 years anti-incumbency, 8 years of anti-incumbency. BJP is getting votes. What is the social coalition behind BJP? You get a tribal votes of BJP, and it has been because of the RSS campaign. We first seen in Gujarat, then Chhattisgarh, then Western Odisha, Panchayat Post, Tripura. And they actually performed well in the western part of the state and in north, the tea regions, in the Alipurduar, and they consistently did well even in 2016 assembly. they will get a section of the urban upper middle class voters, which they got in 2014. They will get a substantial chunk of the Hindi speaking votes, but this is still a weak social coalition, you know. But until unless BJP gets the votes of the significant sections of rural poor and the urban poor, which is actually behind the Trinamool, and the rural poor and the urban poor is overlapping with three identities. One is Dalits, there are a huge number of women, and also minorities. So I think that's where the social coalition behind the Trinamool is strong.
And is holding together, you think?
And in the case of appeasement, I'm not sure, because, you know, West Bengal is an interesting state where Mahfuza Khatun of a former left front, candidate went to BJP, and BJP has to file that person. And, you know, and the BJP has to also say that we also need Muslim votes and all. So it's interesting. It's not that. And and the Trinamool is also giving a BJP fight even on the Hindu, card. You know, they are also in puja committees and all.
Because it seems to be a very, at least on the surface of it looks like a polarized election. Why can't we say Jai Shri Ram, all of those things, charges of appeasement coming. Is that playing a factor or no?
Polarization is happening, but there is another kind of politics which is at play here. And I think that is not covered only by this Muslim appeasement issue, which is that the BJP has made, it has talked about the Hindus in peril, being swamped by the Muslim minority, etc., as a build-up to its own positions. But what it has also brought into play is NRC and the Citizenship Amendment Bill, issues on which there is a very strong sentiment in this part of the world. Assam, it's less so here. The issue of migration, who is a migrant, who is an illegal
So that could go
migrant,
in the BJP's favor?
against the BJP, as a matter of fact.
But why? But there would be surely a section of people who would say we'll welcome that.
A small section who would be attracted by the offer of citizenship, but in this state, which has been the BJP's narrative, that the left and the Congress and the Trinamool between them have legitimized illegal migrants and therefore appease the Muslim minority. So there, it is not something that will go in favor of the BJP, because if Hindus as much as Muslims were legitimizing
That's an interesting take, because then that entire strategy seems to be somewhat doubtful, because the BJP said, okay, maybe we're going to lose a little bit in the northeast because of this, but it will pay us dividends in West Bengal. Rashika seems to be saying that that's not the case.
See, in February, Prime Minister made a visit to this Motua headquarters. Motua is a sub-caste of scheduled caste thing. Namashudras in Bengali, they are called Namashudra. And they have a strong influence in some of the states. Bonga, then Ranaghat and other these areas, adjoining areas, there are more than 30 lakh of 3 million people. Till now, till 2009 they were social organizations. Then after that, Mamta brought them into the political thing. They put up candidate from the Moto headquarters, the main family which actually leads them, and then became minister and MP, all these things. Now Modi went there to seek support from that group, and they also put up a candidate there from that same family. But while he was asked about this thing, NRC thing, he tried to assess them about only one point, saying that don't worry, if you are dropped from the NRC, because a lot of Motua people are dropped from the NRC in Assam, so our amendment bill on this citizenship thing, that will take care of. But that bill did
So it's a double-edged sword. Okay, last quick question from all of you. After the election, well, either, Modi is going to get 240, 250, NDA 260, who knows more. In that case, the whole question is over. If there is a situation where the opposition is then trying to get something together, do you see Mamata Banerjee saying, okay, I am going to help and put together an alternative? Or is she going, and whoever it is doesn't matter, but I'm going to try and help get an alternative going? Or will she say, I would like to be Prime Minister and therefore, it should be a Mamata-led coalition? Which way do you think it's going to go? Because Trinamool Congress, Derek O'Brien has told me, ego has nothing to do with it. We're going to try and facilitate alliance.
That's right. January 19, when we had this big Maach Gadbandhan rally in Calcutta, that was the kind of message that she didn't say it, but it was really the subtext of her entire enterprise, that the Mahagathbandhan has to survive. And she's been now repeating this message across the state 3 times a day, saying the alternative has to come to power. It is not the person who matters. There will be a prime minister.
So she set the expectations.
She has no personal expectations, number one. Number two, if you look at how she's eaten crow in terms of the Delhi Mahagathbandhan meeting, where the left got invited, and that was obviously something that she wouldn't have welcomed, but she did welcome it. So Mamata Banerjee is not, I think, in play for the Prime Minister's seat.
She is not in place, so she could therefore play an important role in getting someone to emerge in case that eventuality arises.
She's the godmother.
Okay, the godmother and possibly the king or queen maker, who knows? Yeah. Would you agree with that take?
You know, there are certain hoardings and flags showing Mamata is the next Prime Minister candidate actually by her party. And in Bengal, your party people can't do anything without taking cue from the top.
Okay, what would be your take? So slightly different. Would Mamata be interested just in saying?
It all depends on the number. I mean, if she retains 34 seats, which means that if there is a non-BJP government, then Trinamool becomes the 3rd largest party. So they might play the role that the left played, but the difference between the left and the Trinamool is that Trinamool is willing to join the government, unlike the left.
Yeah.
Now, the one question that will arise is that if Mamata becomes Prime Minister, who will be the Chief Minister here? Because there will be a lot of questions. Contenders. I would say the best bet for Mamata is to actually get Finance Ministry. Bengal needs a lot of funding, so because and she has this dream of Bengal project right from the 90s.
Well, people watching this will say, hang on guys, aren't you, you should, why don't you wait till the 23rd, see what the numbers are, for all you know, everything is good.
Vikram, that's exactly what Mamata Banerjee has said.
Yeah, wait till the 23rd and see how it all pans out. Exactly. All right, thank you all so much for joining us. It's been so fascinating here, and yes, 19th exit polls and then 23rd counting day, which I trust you're going to be watching right here, day long, one of the largest ever digital coverages of any election, which I hope you're going to watch, and we're going to be trying to get views from all of you as well on whatever happens in West Bengal. It will be a key state in deciding that. That's it for now. We'll be back soon.